Automox is proud to announce that we're launching several new podcasts here in January of 2024. We've already done one of those, which is the Patch Tuesday podcast, so you would have seen that one a couple of weeks ago. And then we have three new podcasts. We'll have the Hands-On IT podcast, which is my podcast. Peter Flaster will be doing the Product Talk podcast, and then we'll have an Automate It podcast with David Van Heerden. So we're going to give a brief introduction of our podcast, and then we thought it would be fun to put out a tech prediction for 2024. Without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Peter.
Thanks, Landon. My name is Peter Flaster. I'm the host of Product Talk on the Automox Podcast Network. We'll be talking about new features, how our customers use the product, and much more. You can catch that for the first time in January of 2024, anywhere that you listen to podcasts today. My prediction for the year 2024 in IT is actually going to be a trend towards M&A. In 2023, most of you probably saw a lot of pressure to consolidating your internal tech stack of tools. In 2024, we'll see that pressure shift outwardly towards M&A of the companies and tools that you use. We've already seen this start to occur with VMware's acquisition, or Broadcom's acquisition of VMware, and Cisco's acquisition of Splunk. I think we're likely to see this continue in 2024.
All right. And Peter, you want to introduce yourself real quick too, so we can know a little bit more about you?
Yeah, my name's Peter Flaster. I run the product marketing team here at Automox. Been here for a little over 2.5 years. I live in Colorado. I'm from the Midwest originally, but moved out here to ski and hike and do everything outdoors in the mountains. So anything outside, I love.
Nice. Awesome. Well, we'll be excited to see that podcast come out and listen to it. And then we'll go ahead and pass it over to David. David's going to be hosting the Automate IT podcast. And David, you want to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your podcast and what your prediction is for 2024.
Yeah, I've been in IT for just about 10 years, have a lot of experience in a wide range of industries and environments. I'm an overall nerd. I collect hobbies and abandon them pretty quickly afterwards, just as I do in tech projects. Benefit of that is that I got a lot to talk about, and I'm pretty excited about this podcast where we're going to be discussing topics relating to how to define your IT maturity, both within your team and within the business, what and when you can automate. And then we're going to be bringing some guests on board to share some novel ideas on how we can automate, not just within the Automox product, but amongst the rest of your tech stack, and talking about automation in the industry as a whole. And yeah, my predictions for 2024, obviously with the advent of AI and everyone's new interest in all of it, I'm predicting that businesses are going to learn the lesson and recognize that they need to have tech leaders in the non-techie type roles so they can adopt that technology more effectively. So I expect to see IT directors and CTOs transitioning over to COO and CMO positions in 2024.
Awesome, David. Well, thanks for that brief introduction, and then I'll ask you, what can we find you doing outside of work? What are some of your favorite hobbies to do?
I mean, recent kick has definitely just been sitting in front of the TV, playing Spider-Man, and building up some Legos.
Nice.
But I'll check back in with you in a few months, see what else I'm up to.
Hey, that's the best. I'm a collector of hobbies also. So, all right, and then I'm Landon Miles. I've been at Automox for a while. I do technical marketing here. So I always joke that it's explaining technical things to non-technical people, which I've been doing in my career for about 10 years, and really enjoy doing that. I live in Oklahoma City. I've got 2 little kids that take up most of my time, and they're a lot of fun. So that's kind of what I do outside of work. And then I will be hosting the Hands-On IT podcast, and we'll just be kind of grabbing a piece of IT technology and learning about it and looking into it and figuring out what it can do, what problems it can solve for you, and how you can best use it. And it's a lot of fun. I'm, like David said, I'm also a pretty big nerd. I got a home server and kind of enjoy messing with that stuff all the time too. My IT prediction for 2024 is I'm predicting that AI will continue to become more a part of our everyday lives, and a lot of those non-value add tasks that we're having to do, I think they're going to become a part of of AI. I mean, even how we interact with the internet. I mean, Google is great, but like it's a lot of ads right now. And I think that it's going to become easier and easier just to ask an AI the solution to the problem. And whether that's ChatGPT or Google Bard or any of those, I think that's going to kind of be the trend towards in 2024 is we'll start seeing more of that utilization and kind of a fundamental change in the internet like that. So with that, these podcasts will be coming out this January. So look for them anywhere you can get podcasts. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, everyone, for listening. And we are supported by Automox because they pay our salaries. So
it's all just a way for Landon to flex his home lab.